Hi everyone, it's me Tracy again with my second installment of my life as a Golden Gate University MBA candidate. Well, if you saw the first video, you know that my husband is currently deployed to Iraq, and that I live with my parents while he's gone, and that I'm in Berkeley, California, and of course that I attend GG University. Well, this has been a really productive week for me. And the reason I say that is because um, we managed to put together an awesome study group of 8 really outgoing and motivated people. What we discovered was that 8 heads in this particular situation are much better than one. Some of the dilemmas that we've had to deal with this week are the fact that we discussed putting a cap on the number of people in our study group, which I think is important because more people, more drama, and because we are all trying to learn from the coursework, it makes it much easier as far as communication. So what we did, we used Skype, www.skype.com. I do not work for the company or endorse them in any way. It just happens to be what we used. We used Skype to have a virtual meeting, which worked out wonderfully. And in that meeting, we decided what our rules and our requirements were going to be. And that, just doing that alone, really made a lot of sense, and it worked for us because if you don't know what the rules are and you don't know what the expectations are, then can you really be upset with someone if they're not doing something that works for the whole team? So I'm sure many of you have experienced that, whether it be in your personal lives or your professional lives. And so that's always something that you want to do, is establish a baseline of expectations from the very beginning. Another thing that we discovered, besides 8 heads are better than one, is that some people are really good with accounting. I'm not so good with accounting. I mean, I understand the basic concepts, but it helps that someone who's really good at accounting can explain the concepts to me in greater detail. And I'm finding that for myself, I'm really feeling statistics. Of course, I'm not an expert on it, but it's something with the problem sets that we've had to do so far. It's been relatively easy and very interesting. But I really want to put out that I found a great resource, and it's actually right here on YouTube, and his username is Excel is Fun. Um, I learned so much from this gentleman. Absolutely wonderful. I learned how to do the Pareto chart. I learned how to do a box and whisker chart, and I also learned how to do a stem and leaf chart. Now, just from reading the textbook alone, I could kind of understand what they were used for, but when I actually saw his step-by-step tutorial, it really made light bulbs click. They just kind of went off for me, and so that was really helpful, and I really hope that some of my GGU classmates were able to obtain and watch that video, because it was really helpful. Now, I know the textbook that we're using, Statistics for Managers with Excel, it comes with a disc called PStat, and essentially what that is a disc with some of the problem sets already on it. I think that's a wonderful tool for people who choose to use that. For me, I don't want to do that. Part of the reason I would rather do the work from scratch rather than having a little help at this stage in the game is because shortly after I left the Army, I went on a job interview. And at that time, I was an undergraduate. And having read my resume, the interviewer knew that I was a business major. And so he started asking me some questions about statistics and Excel. And thankfully, I was able to answer those questions. But had I used something, you know, what I refer to as a crutch, I may not have been able to understand or answer those questions. Now, do not get me wrong. I don't want to get any angry emails of people saying, PSAT's wonderful, PSAT's wonderful. PSAT is wonderful if it's wonderful for you. It just doesn't happen to be wonderful for me, and I recommend learning from scratch if you're not actually an Excel person. One of the dilemmas, well, I don't know whether it's a dilemma or just one of the discussions that we had during the group was the number of people to let into our study group. One of my fears is that we would be viewed as this elite clique, and that's not the case at all. Uh, I recommended to my team members that we have no more than 10 people in the group, primarily because more people, more issues, more problems, more distractions, and we don't need any of those distractions. So I'm so thankful that so far we have 8 wonderful, highly motivated, hard charging go-getters, and so I look forward to spending the next 15 months with them. One of the things I wanted to shout out to some of my female friends out there, and even male friends too, is don't let any obstacle that you may be facing stop you from getting what you want in life. Money, yeah, everybody needs money, but when you're going to school right now, money's not an object, because you're only bettering yourself. No matter where you live, what kind of person you are, where you come from, you can always better yourself. And the most important thing that I'd like to express is that when people see that you're helping yourself, they are far more inclined to be willing to help you. So that's really important. If you hear the music in the back, my father's out back barbecuing 78 slabs of pork ribs. I guess we're having some sort of a party or something tomorrow, so don't let that distract you from the word here. I I'm just really thankful and excited, and appreciate all the love and all the shout outs that I received for my first video. And I just want to continue to encourage everyone to go ahead and get that education because it is so important. It may not pay off initially, at least you may not feel like it is. I've been there and I felt that way myself, but you stay right on it and you can get there and you can be whatever the hell it is you want to be, because as long as your heart's in it, you can get what you want and you can get what you need. Don't let the fact that you have a child stop you from doing what you wanted to do. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Something one of my old commanders, I think his name was Captain Tron, said to me a couple of years back was, you don't have to be the smartest cookie in the jar, you just have to be surrounded by smart cookies. Essentially what that means is if you put yourself in a position where there are people who can help you and teach you, that's definitely where you want to be. So this has been an awesomely productive week for me, and I'm so happy to have been able to share this with you. One thing. I applied for and was granted an interview for the position of Vice President of Student Administration at GGU. So I'm really excited at the possibility of getting this job because as a stay-at-home mom, I have some extra time on my hands, and it allows me the opportunity to, one, give back to my school, and two, make new connections and network and see what's out there. I think networking is really important, and being socially involved in your community and your environment is also very important too. So with that said, I attend classes again tomorrow. I'll be in class all day long. So if you guys want to send me some messages or emails, I can be reached at uncommon35@gmail.com. It usually takes me about a couple of hours to respond, but since some of my courses are also online, I tend to be online a lot. So with that said, I just want to give out shouts of love, peace, and prayers to all of you wonderful people out there. Thanks for your love and your support. And don't forget, right there, go ahead and rate this rate this video, and don't forget to leave comments, questions, and if you like, go ahead and subscribe. And if not, that's okay too. So with that, lots of love. Ciao.